Well, welcome to a new episode of the Cardinal Newman Sports Podcast. Spring has sprung here on campus, and with our winter sports teams wrapping up their seasons, we'll get into that in just a moment. We've got a great slew of interviews coming up for you. We've got a lot of spring sports action. We're going to be talking to the stars on the field, on the court, and in the pool in just a moment. But let's talk a little bit about how our winter sports teams competed and finished up their seasons here on campus this winter. Paulo?
Well, boys soccer had a phenomenal season. You know, they lost 14 seniors going into the year, so practically an entirely new team. They made it pretty far into the NCS D4 playoffs, but lost in the first round to Roseland 3-1. But they did have a pretty successful season with losing 14 seniors, Hugo.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely had to recover a lot, and they had a completely new team, and they're going to build this program back, a lot of young players. But we're going to flip over to women's soccer, and they're still going, actually, in the NorCal playoffs. They play San Ramon Valley tonight at 5. It's a home game, so you want to be there. You want to pack out Ed Lloyd Field and Ed Monahan Stadium. But the girls soccer team finished up a great undefeated season. They were incredible. Beat out Windsor to wrap up their season in incredible fashion. I mean, it was just a great way to finish up undefeated season. Got slated in the NCS Open playoffs for the first time ever, and now after finishing in third place and a great win over SI, they're currently one game away from the NorCal final and a chance at going to the state championship, the first ever in CIF soccer history.
Absolutely, Hugo. Bella Pearson, Natalie Mendoza, Bella D'Amico, they've been just straight leaders on this girls' soccer team. But diverting to the CN women's basketball team, they were outstanding this season. Monica Myrtle stacking up her 12th consecutive NBL conference championship, which was just phenomenal, as well as Macy Flores taking a big jump as a junior, averaging a lot of points, shooting a lot of threes, making a lot of threes. Valor Queen had a great, outstanding senior season, but their season was cut short in the NCS playoffs, losing 47-37. But overall, they just had a really, really great season. Sandra Jordan played phenomenally. Olivia Bush played great as well. Just the two bigs playing really, really great down low. So, yeah, Hugo.
Yeah, Coach Myrtle's team once again making the Open, and then, obviously, as you mentioned, getting underseeded. NorCal's, it's kind of tough against Clovis, but they gave it their best shot, and they've got a great team returning next year. So a lot of hope for another 13th consecutive title, and the streak will keep going here on the Cardinal Newman campus. On the boys basketball side, they had a great year themselves, finished up the regular season 26-2, won the NBL Oak tournament, also went undefeated in NBL Oak play, won the league championship. Just a great year for Coach Travis Taylor. Their season was also ultimately cut short a little bit disappointingly against San Lorenzo. But you kind of look at Cardinal Newman, you look at the loss to San Lorenzo. San Lorenzo is still going in the NorCal playoffs. They play tonight in the quarterfinals, and they upset in the first round. They were the 9 seed, beat the 8 seed. They're going on the road now. I mean, they are a very, very lethal team. They're a scary team, and they could make a great run at a state championship here. And if that's the case, Newman played a very, very tough team, and they fought valiantly. They also, much like the girls, have a great returning squad. They're only losing 3 seniors. Those were big impact seniors, but you've got guys that are going to step up to the plate. You got guys on that fantastic JV team. I mean, I don't think that this is going to be tough for them next year. They're going to be right back into it. AJ Cole's going to be doing his thing. It's going to be a great season.
Absolutely. That 1-2 punch of AJ Cole and Cade Taylor is absolutely insane. I don't think I've seen a guy like Cade Taylor or AJ being able to shoot the lights out. But diverting over to CN Wrestling, we had one lonely leader on this team. That was Jonah Bertoli. He went 4-0 in NCS, and he was doing really well, battling in the 175-pound spot. He was doing just such a great time. But he actually ended up having a season-ending injury ending his senior season. But he was just one of an outstanding athletes here, Hugo. He did phenomenally as a wide receiver 1 for the football team, and obviously dominated here in wrestling. He did just such a great job.
Yeah, great way to end. He had a great season to end his career, won NCS, and officially accomplished went over the hump and did a great job. But, we're going to be back with some of our spring stars. We've got Anthony Azevedo, Izzy Cooney-Mooney, and some more for you coming up next. But also, you don't want to go anywhere. At the end, we'll have our Athletes of the Month from February. And to give you a little bit of a teaser, we've mentioned both of them already. So you'll have to stick around, see who Dave Cox is interviewing. It's going to be a great podcast. Stay here. You're watching the Cardinal Newman Sports Podcast. Well, we have our first spring interview, and it's with the one and only Anthony Azevedo of the Cardinal Newman baseball team. Normally a pitcher, but this year he's going to kind of do it all after a great summer, fall, and winter performance at the plate. You had that great home run down in Yountville, which was you hit that ball a mile. I mean, I got to ask you a little bit, what was the feeling as you made that plate appearance and as you hit that ball?
Well, I mean, we came in, we were running short on time for the game. I think it was the bottom of the sixth. Runners on first and second with 2 outs, and I was like, this is our last opportunity, our last ups, and it was very simple. I was just looking for a good pitch to hit. I got to 2 strikes. Pitcher hung a slider, just hands to ball, and the rest happened.
Yeah, that was an incredible video to see. Great piece of hitting from you. But let's jump into the team now. So, we've talked a little bit about, the summer and the fall and the winter, the schedule that you guys play. But heading into this year, you guys are a very new look team. You lost a lot of seniors last year, a lot of those leaders. You're now, tasked with stepping up and being that leader to these younger guys. But what's the feeling around the team as you guys head into this season?
I mean, honestly, I'm really happy with where our team's at. I know we took some tough losses early this season, but we got a bunch of young guys, and I think it takes time. It takes guys getting varsity experience. A lot of new players, new faces, but also a lot of returning players. I mean, had a really good summer season, which was great, and good fall, playing some good competition, and a great winter. Going in our last doubleheader, we played against St. Mary's of Stockton and De La Salle, so it's really about just seeing that good competition and learning from them and seeing what we can take away from them, just trying to take it day by day, pitch by pitch.
Yeah, I mean, you guys did an exceptional job, beat De La Salle actually in that scrimmage. But, you talk about the young guys, and one of those younger guys, Marky Douglas, is, being tasked with stepping in to that ace role as you're, kind of rehabbing an injury right now. What are you saying to him? Is there anything, specific in pregame that you're giving him just to, hype him up a little bit? He's a sophomore starting on varsity.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny thing is last season he was pulled up around halfway through the year to be a bullpen catcher and catch some games for us. And so, he's kind of got to transition that role, pitched great in the summer and into the fall. And so it's just about keeping that momentum. He had his first varsity start just last week against Valley Christian. And I mean, he pitched great, but it's the advice I give him, just take it pitch by pitch. You got to give 100% into that pitch. You can't worry about the at bat, the innings you're going, what you're expected, not expected. It's every pitch has got to be your focus. And I mean, he did a great job on that.
Well, Newman talks a lot about family and passing it down. You're doing a great job of passing it down, paying it forward to, guys like Cooper and Markey and the younger guys that are on this team. But, you were once a freshman and you were once in this role, and there are, Newman's pitching has been incredible over the past few years, but a guy that has been very close to you is Mason Lerma.
Yes.
He's been dominant at UC Davis, playing with the Prune Packers in the summers. But, what have you learned from him specifically? And, what has he told you that has played the biggest part in your game?
I mean, I think that I'll start it out with work ethic for sure, because talking about his senior year, he would head to morning weights before school and then go to practice. And I mean, he was a great pitcher, one of the greatest pitchers at Newman, I could say. And I mean,
100%.
Freshman year at Davis, he got tossed around a little bit. Didn't pitch the greatest, but he comes back his sophomore year and he has a 1 ERA out of the bullpen. And so really just kind of talking to him about his mental approach, what he's thinking, what he's doing, what that college life is like, balancing work with school, and just learning what I can from him, taking little bits and pieces about his sequencing for pitching and recovery and mental approach to batters. It's really, really fascinating to listen to him talk.
And I got the chance to listen to him on a 4-hour bus ride up to Humboldt. his baseball knowledge is unmatched. It's incredible.
Absolutely.
But Anthony, wishing you the best of luck.
Thank you very
in
much.
rehab. You'll be back very soon
Yep.
for this team, and you guys head into a great schedule. They play Whitney in Sacramento at 12 o'clock on Saturday. Going to be a great game.
Looking forward to it. It'll be fun.
Thanks for stopping by,
Thank you
Anthony.
very much.
We'll be right back with softball and Paulo Maravilla. He's got Izzy Cooney Mooney, and she just had some big news from a commitment.
Welcome back to the Cardinal Newman podcast. I'm here with Izzy Cooney Mooney while focusing on our Cardinal Newman softball season. Izzy, the season, you guys are 0-2. How do you guys think you're going to flip a switch, even if it's early in the season so far?
Yeah, so early in the season, we in general tend to be a little bit rough just because we're trying to figure out each other's chemistry and like trusting each other on the field. But honestly, we've been doing really good about getting balls in play, and defensively, we're looking pretty good. So I'm sure that once we get into next week playing more important teams like our Division 4 teams like Kelseyville and Marin Catholic, that we're going to get it together.
Obviously, you guys lost three pretty crucial seniors last year, and Callie Howard, who went to the University of California, San Diego, Andrea Mansbury, who went to the City College of Santa Barbara, and Sloan Burke, who went to New York University. How do you feel about your own personal performance as the ace of this staff? Obviously, losing Callie, who was a really, really performative player last year. How does it just feel carrying a leadership role this season?
Yeah, honestly, I would say there's a little bit of definitely pressure and expectations because of Callie from last year, but our team is really, really supportive, and I can trust that if I pitch and they hit the ball, like our team will field and we'll be okay.
And you just recently committed to the University of Hawaii of Pacific. Can you talk to me through that process of decision and deciding where you wanted to go?
Yeah, so my recruiting process was definitely a little interesting. I was really back and forth about if I wanted to play in college or not. But my dad's from Hawaii, from Oahu, and my whole family lives there. So honestly, once I went and I saw and I was with my grandpa, it was just kind of like a really easy decision. I'm basically going back home.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Izzy. Now we're going to be heading over to men's volleyball. Back to you.
Well, we've been on the diamond, and now we're going to transition over to the lacrosse field. Sam Keating joins us here for the Cardinal Newman Sports Podcast, leading scorer for our Cardinal Newman lacrosse team over the past few years, been an all-league selection, just an absolute all-star out there with his stick, a great attacker for Newman. Now, Sam, just tell me a little bit about it this year. It's a bit of a new look team. You guys lost Roger. You lost Eamon. What's that been like? Also, you got the new coach. So, what's it all been like just kind of starting everything up again?
Yeah, it's definitely like a bunch of adjustments that need to be made. Losing two key players to the offense and losing a goalie. Dante has been playing great, so he's a good replacement for Enzo, but it's just kind of been a little bit of a struggle figuring out the offense without two key players, but it's coming along.
Of course. I mean, Enzo was an incredible player, and you guys had a great group of players. You opened with a bit of a tough spot there against Oak Ridge. You got Tam later today at 4, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. But let's talk a little bit about your leadership. That we're really emphasizing leadership to start out this spring podcast. We're interviewing a lot of the seniors and the leaders on these teams, and you guys have a lot of younger players that are looking up to you and Caden, and seeing the great things you guys do on the field. So, what's your advice to them, and what are you saying to them at practice every day?
Just telling them to kind of have fun and keep retention in the program because we don't have that many people. So I just want to be able to keep as many people out there as you can, and keep the program thriving, and just tell them, just have fun because it's fun playing lacrosse.
It is great sport, and Newman's been very good at it. So, you guys head into a big game against Tam. They were one of the best teams in NCS last year, and today it's going to be quite the game. You're on the road down there. What's the key to victory?
I think just no turnovers and just being smart with the ball. We couldn't really possess the ball last game, so I think if we can maintain possessions, win some faceoffs, we should have a pretty good chance of winning.
All right, well, thank you for joining us, Sam. The boys lacrosse team faces off against Tamalpais down in Mill Valley at 4 p.m. today. Should be a great game. We'll be right back with some action from the rugby pitch and Jonathan Moreta. We'll send it to Paulo right now.
Welcome back. I'm Paulo Maravilla, and today we're going to switch it up to the CN Rugby team, where I'm here with Jonathan Moreta. Jonathan, you're the prop for this team. You guys have had a really good season for a new sport. How does it feel so far, just playing a new sport with a whole new team here at Newman?
It's a lot of fun. It is mostly seniors, hoping to get underclassmen out next year. It's a growing program, that's for sure, but we're having a lot of fun. No one's given up. We get more players out every practice and every game. It's just a lot of fun, and I highly recommend for underclassmen to check it out next year.
Well, playing a new sport, Johnny, obviously you're a senior, you're a leader on the team. How does it feel to be a leader and teaching these new kids how to play a sport that's new to yourself?
It's pretty difficult, but once you get the hang of it, it gets better and better, especially practicing every week, just playing catch with friends and watching film. It all helps. Even just playing with the ball out in the parking lot. That's what we do all the time. It's a lot of fun, and that's how we learn.
Obviously, rugby hasn't been here at Newman for a long time. This is its first year back with head coach Daniel Benjamin coaching the team. How has he been just as a teacher of this new sport? How has he been as a coach?
He's a great coach. He's given us lots of opportunities, getting Stephen Thomason come out, old alumni, not very old, sorry. He plays for the Olympic team. He came out, he helped coach. We had Dino coach, and he's looking to get more coaches next year. He's just been giving us so many opportunities to learn and expand our team.
Thank you so much, Johnny. Welcome back to the Cardinal Newman podcast. We're going to be talking about boys volleyball. I'm here with Carter Logan, setter for this volleyball team. Carter, it's really early into the season. You guys are 1-3. How do you guys feel about team performance so far?
It's honestly rough so far. We have a really small team. We had 0 subs at our first tournament. So it's just about getting the new players reps, getting them built into the system, and hopefully even getting a couple more players out there.
As a young junior, you've shown a lot of talent this year, taking more of a leadership spot with Cleo Vitoy due to not a lot of people being on the team. How do you want to continue to have this leadership role and eventually win some more games?
Me and my friend Owen, we love to mentor the new players. We have a new stand-up player, Tyson Tormenson. He's done a really good job filling into the role, and so it's really just mentoring the new players, getting them into the system, and getting more reps involved.
Obviously, last year you guys were first-round exits. How do you guys plan to make a change this year? Is there any new mentality that you and your coaches have went over and that you are trying to implement into the new guys?
Yeah, it's really trying to get that first banner for our team. We really want to just get an NCS win, maybe even win league, but something to put up in the gym and show them that men's volleyball is a sport here.
All right, thank you so much, Carter.
And it's time now for the Athlete of the Month for February. We're going to start on the boys' side. None other than Jonah Bertoli, now a 2-time Athlete of the Month here for the 2025-26 season. This one now for wrestling. And Jonah, congratulations. Tremendous season. You kind of carried the torch this year for the wrestling team and had a tremendous season. Talk a little bit, first of all, about the competition in the North Bay League and transitioning from football to wrestling and what that was like this year.
So I actually was really looking forward to wrestling this year, especially after football season. It was really good to get into the room, and then it was kind of heartbreaking to see how many kids there were. We didn't really have a team this year, but it happens. A lot of wrestling teams, that happens to a lot of people. Wrestling is the sport that definitely won't lie to you. But the competition was good. It was definitely really fun. Going into this year, I was just looking for a league title, section title, and to place at state. And I got 2 of those goals done. And then it was just a great year this year. It was honestly faced a ton of adversity. I went through a lot with the team, with the coaches, and overall, my main takeaway was to just find the fun in everything you do, whether it's going hard, whether it's not doing anything, and just doing what you like to do.
How hard was it for you this year, without a huge team behind you, to stay focused and to train as hard as you did in order to go undefeated in league this year?
So it was definitely tough. It was tough. There were honestly some days where I would walk into the room and I would be the only one, and it's like a breaking type of thing. Like, it will break you if you're not built for it. And my coaches kept telling me, like, this is all gonna go like according to like a plan. Like you're gonna do all good this year. Like you got so many people behind your back, and I just really realized that, like, no one, like, you can't give up knowing that you got all this support and stuff. And And it was tough, but like I said, you gotta find the fun in things that even you don't like, and you gotta find the fun even in things that are uncomfortable to you. And finding the fun in it makes it happy, and then you can smile and you can enjoy it. And I think that's what I really took out of it, especially going to tournaments, hanging out with other teams, and hanging out with my brother, and not just being by yourself. It's all about just a community and just growing together.
And take us through your last couple matches of NCS. I know that was a huge goal you've had for your 4 years here. And the guys you were wrestling against and how well you knew them, how many times you competed against them, and to finally be on top of that podium. What was that like?
Yeah, so that tournament was great. The NCS tournament was super fun. I wrestled a kid from Liberty in the semifinals that I had already wrestled twice in the year. And it was just a great match, and he's a great guy. He's a really good wrestler, and we had a good little scrap. And then in the finals, I wrestled a kid from Ceremon Valley, and it was a good match. It was a great guy. He definitely knew what he was doing, and overall, it was just a super fun experience. I really enjoyed it, and I was super happy with all the work that I put in, all the work that came out with it. And like I said, wrestling doesn't lie, so what you put in comes out. And I'm just super blessed that God gave me the ability to go out there and wrestle for Him, and then come out with a victory and giving it all to God.
Right on. Well, and unfortunately, you got injured at state, but you did wrestle against the number 1 seed, and that was a heck of a match. You guys really battled it out. What was that like? And I know you must have been disappointed at the injury because you probably would have placed, and we'll never know right now.
Yeah. So, yeah, basically going into that match, I was just telling myself, because a lot of people like to get in their head about like those seeds and all that stuff, and like seeding really, like, to me, it's just like it doesn't really matter. Like, just go out there and let it fly. And like that was just a thing. Like, just go out there and have fun. Like, if you're not having fun out on the mat, then what's the point of doing it? So I just went out there and just was doing my best, and then unfortunately got hurt. But it happens. I mean, can't really control it. It's just a part of God's plan. And I think I think I would have placed. I know I would have placed, but it's always going to be forever a what if now. So it happens. You can't control it. You got to move on from it. But from here on out, my story isn't over, and I'll be back. So
right on. You will be back. We know that. Well, Jonah, congratulations on being our Athlete of the Month for February. It's been awesome watching you over the last 4 years, and on to graduation and then college. We know you're going to have a great career ahead of you. Once again, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right, Jonah Bertoli, our boys Athlete of the Month. We'll be back with our girls Athlete of the Month in just a moment. Time now for our female Athlete of the Month, none other than Bella Pearson of our incredible Cardinal Newman girls soccer team, still going here in the NorCal playoffs. And Bella, you're a big part of this team as a defender, and the defense has been incredible, but also setting up the scoring a little bit. Talk a little bit about your role on this team and what it's been like to be a part of it this year.
This year's been just amazing, like our whole journey, like in that fact that we're still going, it's just great. And I think like just our team as a whole is really connected right now, and like we're like in a flow, and in the back especially, like we've been playing with each other for years, so it's just like we can rely on each other, and that gives us more opportunities to go up and create more offense, and that hopefully gets us the goals to win the game. So
yeah, it's really fun to watch you guys work as a unit back there on defense. How much communication is there between you guys, and especially with Sophia back in goal, and how much of it is just instinct and, like you said, knowing, having played together so much together?
Yeah, definitely, like we're always like trying to talk, but because we've been playing together so many years, like a lot of the things, like it's just we don't even have to say it, because like we just are so comfortable and aware of how each other play. So that's been like a great advantage this season.
You guys have rolled a couple shutouts here now in a row, and that's got to feel good. But you started with that Carondelet game, that 1-0 game, and that was really tough. But talk about how that really kind of set you guys up for these next couple of games and the success that you've had.
Yeah, I think it was like great to go undefeated, and that was obviously like a big accomplishment for us. But I do think that was also like a weakness, because we hadn't had to face that adversity of losing as this team this year. So I think that just kind of like sparked that like drive and energy back into us, and we realized like, oh, we actually like this is like a big deal, and it kind of just like knocked us back into like what we're doing. So
take us a little bit into your mindset and how you kind of in the back surveil what's good. It seems like you're always in the right place at the right time whenever the ball gets down in that dangerous area. How do you have that instinct? How do you know where to be all the time?
Yeah, that's definitely like very important because like the biggest thing for us is like John has taught us this, like all our coaches are a big part of this, like just positioning, like we just have to like survey the field because it's less about like the work you're doing and like being smart about it. So we've like really been taught by our coaches to like think about the smart choices and read the game rather than like overexerting ourselves when we don't need to. So.
And that St. Ignatius game was 0-0. It was getting kind of late in the game. How much of a relief was it to see that ball get into the net finally when Clover drilled it home?
Yeah, that was a big relief because like obviously like tensions are growing later in the game, later in the season. So it's just like great like back line. Like I don't know if you see like on film and everything, like we always like go up to each other and we're just cheering because like it's just so great to actually see like it get in, and it's just like the tension goes down a little and we're just like so excited. So
Right on. Well, Bella, congratulations on being our Athlete of the Month. Great to have you here with us in the studio and a part of the podcast, and good luck the rest of the way.
thank you so much.
All right, that is going to do it for this week's podcast here on Cardinal Newman Athletics. We'll see you again real soon with more from the Nest.